This is the Weekly Scramble, a place where we chat about life over a cold one or two. It's time to belly up to the pod with Mike Fratelloni and your host, Chris Reuvers.
That's right. It's time for the Weekly Scramble podcast. My name is Chris Reuvers. With me, as always, his name is Mike Fratelloni. Hello, good sir.
How you doing, Reuvers?
I'm doing well. It kind of feels like we're missing out because we're not the Great Minnesota Get-Together, but we're going to let that slide because we were out there last Friday. We'll get to that in a minute, but we have to get to the single greatest and biggest story swirling the media drain right now in the great country of the USA, Michael, because just a few hours ago, it was revealed that there has been breaking news.
What is it?
That is, it's a love story, and baby, she said yes.
Oh, wow.
Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are engaged, they announced Tuesday. That'd be today, by the way. Oh boy. Now, see, I'm going to present this as I'm an actual journalist.
Sure.
But there's going to be certain lines, this is from the Associated Press, there's going to be certain lines with this story that I can maybe go, take a breath, realize it's just fun. Okay, here we go. In a 5-photo joint post on Instagram, because of course there is,
You got to do it.
the superstar singer and football player revealed their engagement, the fairy tale culmination of a courtship that for 2 years, Michael, has thrilled and fascinated millions around the world, but especially the Swifties. The pop star's enormous and ardent fan base. Your English teacher and your gym teacher are getting married, the caption read, accompanied by an emoji of a dynamite stick. Kelce, a famous football player when they met, a star tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs and a Super Bowl champion, except for last year when they sucked. But Swift's unique level of fame catapulted him into a different orbit entirely. Their relationship was documented in countless shots of Swift celebrating at Chiefs games and fan videos of Kelce dancing along at Swift's era's concert tour as it traveled the globe. There were those who speculated, with no evidence, that the relationship was not genuine. Copyright Chris Reuvers. But a cynical ploy for more fame, while some even theorized it was a plot to influence the U.S. elections. In the end, those voices were quieted by a happy couple who simply looked in love, now with an engagement ring rivaling the size of Kelce's 3 Super Bowl rings. It's unclear when and where the two got engaged. Representatives for Swift and Kelce did not immediately respond to the Associated Press request for comment. Well, no S.
Like the Associated Press is going to call, hey, will you give us the exclusive?
They haven't gotten back to us yet.
They didn't bother calling us.
Okay, I could go back to when they started dating. Everyone knows.
Let me show you this.
story.
She wore, this is how fast the internet is. She wore a chic polo Ralph Lauren striped silk blend dress, priced at about $398. Guaranteed that dress is sold out. Guarantee. She, with a minimal jewelry and her signature red lipstick and a Cartier Santos Demois watch.
I love it.
All of that she's going to have, right? All of that's going to have. I am so damn excited, I can barely breathe. You know why?
Why is that?
They're going to save America, Reuvers. You think I'm joking.
I don't.
You think I'm joking.
I know.
What's going to happen?
I know you.
Is either right now or in a very short time, she is going to be pregnant or is pregnant. And they're going to have these adorable little talented babies. And they're going to have a couple of them. And then all of these people sitting on the sideline saying, I don't know if I want to get married and I don't want to have babies. They're going to help repopulate the great country of the United States of America. I guarantee you, if you look at today's 1.4%, the average woman is having to have 1.4 children, right? Not enough it needs to be over 2 to keep the America growing. I guarantee this will turn around the United States and people will start having babies. All those schools that they're closing because there's no kids coming in about 6 years, there's going to be a ton of kindergartners. I mark my word, Reuvers, that's going to happen.
I love it because I love how your mind travels just through a simple story like this. Here's where I went. Because let me rephrase that. Because Tay-Tay,
Mrs. Kelce
to you, has built a career, a reputation, and a singing monopoly about being scorned.
Sure.
About being heartbroken. About the guy that just, She even has a song. I don't remember what the name of it is, but I remember seeing the video of the football player in high school that liked the cheerleader, not the nerdy guitar playing singer. Is this going to hurt her?
No.
In any way.
Her fans are freaking out. They're loving this, Reuvers. First of all, she is unbelievably talented.
Oh, for sure.
She is an incredible once-in-a-generation talent.
Yep.
He's a talented guy. They're both handsome people. This is going to turn America around. Here's what I'm looking for. I just had a little link here.
Here we go.
Will Taylor Swift take Travis Kelce's last name? And the moment she does, if she does, she's on the right side all of a sudden. She is no longer a Democrat. She has been penetrated by the Kelces and turned because she is not an independent woman anymore. She's married to Travis Kelce. His last name is Kelce. No one gives a shit what her name is. She is now married to Travis. She's Mrs. Travis Kelce.
But would she stick with the stage name and then maybe not behind the scenes, but maybe she's going to go with that in quote unquote the real life?
I don't know. I don't know. I hope she does. And I hope she says, you know what? I love him so much and we have this incredible thing going on. I'm taking his last name because I love him and I want to have his babies. And I hope they have 6 or 7 or 8 babies, a bunch of thumb-headed weird kids, right? that can catch balls and sing. I hope they do that and America turns around and says, you know what? Love stories do exist. Get off your goddamn PlayStation and go out there and meet somebody because Taylor Swift did it. And Travis Kelce did it. Granted, they're the best in the world, but you can find love everybody.
I'm not a Swiftie. However, I have a great appreciation for people that are really, really good at their craft.
Best. Yep.
And she's really, really good at her craft. And there's a couple of songs that I actually really, really enjoy by her. None that'll probably hit mainstream. But what I'm trying to say is, I just wonder if this is because we are such an image-based society in 2025. Everything's about image. Everything's about, okay, how can we market this person? How can we market that person? And I even jokingly said earlier on the Garage Logic podcast, I had said, well, here's what I wonder about Kelce. Sorry, Mr. Taylor Swift. I wonder, well, okay, the Chiefs or the NFL is going to have to find any way to keep this bonehead in the league because it's good for the brand.
Oh, yeah, it's great for the brand.
Because the commissioners even said, well, them having a relationship has been nothing but great for business. I don't care if you're 36 and you look at the moon like it's a bowl of spaghetti. We got to keep you in the league somehow.
You know what they should do? He should retire and she should retire. Because all they need, Reuvers, is each other. All they need is their family that they're going to start.
Okay.
They have enough money. They don't need any more money.
Well, of course.
They don't want the fame, probably, right? Think of even just the math of this, Reuvers. This Instagram post that is going to get 50 million views.
Oh,
50
just
million
today.
likes,
Just
right?
today, yeah.
What does that pay them?
Oh, man.
What does that pay them? $500,000, $2 million, $8 million, $12 million just for posting that they're getting married? Think of that. When Kim Kardashian does an Instagram post, she makes like $3 or $4 million a post. What do these juggernauts? They're going to make. This is maybe a $20 million Instagram post. Just think if they retire and just have babies. That's all I want out of them. I'm willing to pay for their first kid's college.
Good job for him, by the way.
For their first kid's college. If they have a kid and they name it Mike, the weekly scramble Kelce, I'll pay for that kid's college. He's got to go to a state school, in-state school.
That's a hell of an offer.
Yeah, but it's got to be in-state. And it's
you know
got
what?
to be.
It's a hell of an offer for a family that's really struggling right now.
Yeah.
That's going to need support for a kid to.
Hey, I'll put that in writing.
And not that this would have any personal anecdote whatsoever, but all I kept thinking was, how big is that frickin' prenup going to have to be?
Why? They're both rich.
She's
a billionaire and he's worth what? $300 million.
He ain't worth that much.
You don't think so?
God, no.
Hold on. What the internet can tell us is what he's worth.
Okay,
exactly.
You
2
look
swipes.
that up, and I'm going to start rolling through the rotisserie. Not the rotisserie, but the. There's no way. Okay, I'm going to guess. His podcast that he does with his brother is very successful, and it's strictly because of who he's dating. But that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because it's two jugheads talking about football and stuff and whatever. That's fine. I'm not here to judge. There's a market for that. And he's probably made. I bet he's made $60 to $75 million in his playing career. He's obviously got massive endorsements. Okay, I'll go 150.
Oh, he's way more than that.
Maybe 200
His
mil.
podcast alone paid him more than that.
But there's no way he's worth north of 300 mil. There's no chance.
If I could just type, boy, you might be right. See, the Times of India, I don't know if I believe them. Do you believe the Times of India has him at $90 million?
Yeah, see, because the thing is, he hasn't made a lot playing.
NFL salary over $100 million. $34 million this year. Endorsements $5 million annually. He has an exclusive podcasting deal at $100 million.
Okay.
Business ventures. Let's see. It doesn't really state that out. That's a 250, 200. Granted, you pay tax on all that stuff, so maybe it's 100.
But she's in the multiple billions of dollars.
Yeah, but I think is it?
But there's no price on love.
There is no price. I mean, so
actually there is.
There is. There's an exact price. Exactly. There's an exact calculator
and
that you can use.
in this state, it's about 50%.
What I don't get is is his endorsements only $5 million annually? He's only getting $5 million from Nike, McDonald's, Bud Light, State Farm. Bull crap. There's no way.
I thought that number was a little low with myself.
Seems way. I mean, his deal with Nike alone has to be worth more than $5 million.
Well, because I know the State Farm ad, he's basically there as Patrick Mahomes, his sidekick.
Prop. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So that part, I guess, man, I'm trying to think. Yeah, there's no way. There's no way he's worth north of 300.
So they have a picture in the Indian Times of Travis Kelce. And it's not Travis Kelce. So it's like,
who is it?
Some other guy. Like
I will say this, and I was
that is. It's when he had his long hair. He looks like a doofus.
Okay. But I will say this.
Yeah.
I will say that at the very beginning, at the outset of this particular situation, I was extremely cynical. I thought, okay.
You were.
I was
tin hatting it.
I was very cynical, and I thought, well, this is just dumb. This is two people that are trying to capitalize on their popularity, their fame. Travis being obviously one of the biggest stars and one of the biggest teams in the biggest league in the free world, and she being one of the biggest brands and singers in the entire free world. And I just thought, but I was wrong. In fact, I made a bet with our friend Brittany up the hall at My Talk 107. I said, there's zero chance
really
this relationship is going to make it a year. I will bet you $20. And not only did I have to pay that bet, she said, then you also have to donate because she was doing a fundraiser, the Big Climb on the IDS Tower.
Okay.
And I said, I will give you $30 because it's also for charity. So I was that cynical at the outset of this relationship.
I think I was kind of in on this because I did see them saving America. I really did. So Taylor Swift, just in case you want to know her net worth, according to, again, the Times of India and Forbes, she is worth $1.6 billion.
She could buy the twins.
Wouldn't that be cool?
That'd be awesome.
Music catalog and touring about $600 million. Real estate holdings $125 million. Concert film, right? So this movie that she made, $130 million. So and then merch and other stuff, rounding up to the grand total of $1.6 billion. Her Eras tour alone grossed $2 billion in ticket sales. Obviously, she doesn't keep that, right? There's costs associated with that $2 billion.
Do you have a pair of headphones?
I can find one.
Because you have to find a pair of headphones because when this news broke, and again, it was about, I don't know, an hour, maybe an hour and a half ago, maybe 2 hours ago, it was catching the world by storm. And one of the things that I wanted to play for you, there's a CBS News reporter. Her name is Olivia Rinaldi. She's a White House news correspondent for CBS News. And she was doing a live report when she was also looking at her phone.
And she got super excited.
Taylor Swift is engaged. Taylor Swift is engaged. Taylor Swift is engaged. Come back to me. She just posted it. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, it's huge. The ring is ginormous. This is so exciting. Oh my God.
The home run quote's coming.
Oh my God. Oh my God, it's on her Instagram. It's on her Instagram. It's on her Instagram. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I feel like Paul Revere right now. this is a very exciting moment for me in my professional career because I get to announce that Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are engaged. As you're talking to Joe Lang, our lovely producer Gabby Ake texted me and said Taylor Swift's engaged, and you can see it right there on her social media. She put it up in that post that they got engaged with the caption.
Okay. I'm glad that I was able to share that with you today, because when I play that for Joe tomorrow,
He's going to lose his mind.
he's going to lose his mind.
I feel like I'm Paul Revere. So one thing that I find really interesting, I'm looking at the post on Instagram, and I said, 20 million people are going to see that, or 30 million people are going to see it. Already 15.5 million people have seen it. She has a following of 280 million people on Instagram.
Right.
That makes my 600 people on Instagram look a little weenie.
Peanuts.
But I think what I don't get is, Reuvers, you know how Instagram is a chronology of events?
Right.
There is a post after that she made, and it's advertising her show, The Life of the Showgirl. So it's like, wait. So did someone on her team say, you put up that incredibly important post about getting married?
Let's make sure we plug the event.
Let's make sure we plug the October 3rd event.
Right.
That's a little weird for me, actually. Now,
You mean
now
almost
I'm
like it's cynical in nature?
Yeah, I don't think it is. I really wish them good luck. Have babies. Name them Mike Fratelloni. I'll pay their for their college. One of them. State school only.
Right.
I picked the school and their degree.
Okay.
And if they don't want to live by those rules, I'm not doing it.
Okay. I'm sure they'll take you up on
Okay.
it. Let's talk about our friends at We Are Nuts and wearenutsmn.com. We had the great chance last Friday to hang out with the entire crew over at the We Are Nuts stage over at the right by the Blue Barn.
That was so fun.
That was so much fun. And Mike and I walked over there with his lovely wife, Nicole, and we posed for a couple of photos. You put up a Find It at Frats, which we'll get to in a moment. But it was cool because we got to kind of see the crew. And by the way, the crew was working. Everybody was there working, and it was
from my salesman Jeff, right? He's the sales guy that I know, right? Because he sells Fratallonis. To Michael the son, to Jim, Mr. Big Nuts, they were all hustling,
Right.
And it was packed solid. At
It
the
was
state
so
fair.
cool.
Did you try the dill pickle? You had tried those before.
I had tried them before, but I said I need to have some more before we leave today.
I feel so dumb. I didn't even. We were so like stuff was going on,
Yep,
and it was so much fun. I didn't even stop and try one and buy some. I just blew it.
But in addition to Johnny Hyde, who mentioned this during the GL podcast, I got a couple of emails from people that said, Reuvers, you were 100% correct. The maple bourbon toffee almonds are spectacular. They're just great.
Yep.
And that's the thing. Like, they make wonderful snacks right here in Minneapolis. It's a family-run operation, and you can't go wrong. But if you are at the Minnesota State Fair, please stop by our friends at We Are Nuts. Say hi to the entire crew, and please tell them that you heard about them on both GL and the Weekly Scramble podcast, because they're phenomenal. It's been such a great partnership.
But you heard what they said. Michael was saying that every single person that came up said, I heard, not every single person. He didn't say that. He said over and over, I heard you and Fratelloni talk about it. I heard it on GL.
That's so cool.
It was really cool. He said, it is weird how many people are saying that. And I said, well, it was, I think we did that on Friday, right?
Yes.
And so GL was there. So maybe a ton of GL fans went over and tried the We Are Nuts there.
Yeah.
But how cool was that? That
Very,
was very
cool. But if you're not able to make it to the State Fair, or a Fratelloni's, or a Max Hardware, Lons and Byerly's, or Kowalski's, you can place your order, and you can also get them delivered. Just go to wearenutsmn.com and place your order today.
Let's do it.
So we were talking about lipstick. No, I'm just kidding. We were talking about Find It at Frats, which was so cool. I got to give my guy here, Mike Fratelloni, a little credit. So we were roaming about, and Mike and I always make at least a day, if not two, out at the Minnesota State Fair every single year.
Yep.
And it is fun. I mean, it's because I've become a crusty old man like Joe, where it's like, I'm getting out of my routine. But then you get there, you do the show. It's fun.
Yep.
And it was an absolutely perfect day.
Beautiful.
And so we walked around. We stopped by Mancini's. We stopped by the We Are Nuts booth. We stopped by our buddy, my buddy Lucas at Carved MN with his wonderful signage. And then we went over to Giggles. So we're sitting at the table at Giggles. And, of course, Tim Cheetah came by and said, "Hey, what's up, fellas?" And they're printing money, right?
Lines everywhere.
We're sitting with two couples at this table. It's me, you, your beautiful wife, Nicole, and you were going to do another Find It at Frats. And so there was two couples sitting at the same table, because that's just how packed this place was. Yeah. And you and I were just BSing and doing whatever. And all of a sudden I hear, wait a minute, are you are you Reuvers? And I said, yeah, how are you? So it was a couple of GLers and Weekly Scramble listeners. And the gal sitting next to your wife's right was literally looking for the next Find It at Frats that you were about to place on the table. It was awesome.
It was. So if you're not familiar with this Find It at Frats, it's something that we're doing at Fratelloni's. If you follow us on social media, I know I ask you to do a lot of stuff. Do it or don't do it, but it's really a lot of fun. So on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook, I'm hiding gift cards and money. And I went to the state fair and I take like this purple duct tape and I had like $50 cash and a $25 Fratelloni's gift card or something like that. And I tape it to the wall at Mancini's, or I tape it to the table we're at Giggles, right? And then I post it online and we have just enough social media following that like that, people are there,
right?
Like that, right? But in Giggles, you have to be over a certain age. Like it's a little like you have to kind of go through to get in, right? You can't just muck around where the tables are. And we post it, and these two guys are chatting you up, and then Rookie comes over, and they're like, "Rookie," right? Like everything about it is exciting because we all know each other. And then the woman's like, "Wait," she's searching social media, and she's like, "Wait, did you do a Find It at Frats?" And I had taped it to, it's right in front of us.
It's right in front of her.
It's right in front of her this whole time. The whole time. And she's like, "Oh my goodness." And she reaches up and grabs it. She goes, "I found it at Frats." So we got her recorded. But we sat and chatted with her for like 15 minutes before she found it out. The people before that, they had come back. Because when I was doing it, I actually did the work and taped it on the table with them sitting there. They didn't know what it was. And the guy comes back and he says, "We just saw it. We came back to get it." And I said, "Well, what did you think I was doing?" He said, "I thought you were building a duct tape wallet," because I was taping money to duct tape. And I said, "Nope, I wasn't building a duct tape wallet."
Oh, that's funny.
Reuvers, I did it on Sunday where I walked around again with a piece of duct tape, gift cards, and cash, and I taped them around the fair. Everyone who listens to this show knows what I'm talking about, right? Because I talked about I was afraid I was going to get kicked out of the fair. I would walk up, put the tape up, someone would run up and grab it. They were following me through the fair.
Wow.
People were following me through the fair. It was unreal. I finally said, okay, because I was with my wife and daughters, and I said, "Go hide this one. Like, I'll do the recording. You go hide it, then take a picture of it." So to send one of the kids to go do it separately. Otherwise, people were finding it so quickly. I did a post yesterday at one of our stores with some Crybaby Craigs. They're advertising on our show, right? Crybaby Craigs. And a hat and a $50 bill, a gallon of Crybaby Craigs, which is worth like $100. The moment we posted it, 40 people came in. It is shocking how great this is.
Cool.
It's so fun, Reuvers. It is so much fun.
That's awesome. And I mean, honestly, it's like with all the crap that's going on right now, it's like at least let's have a little bit of levity. Let's have a little bit of fun in life right now, right? With stuff like that, especially with the fair.
Well,
right?
A day like today, we have Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce getting engaged, right?
We have a CBS News reporter that compared herself to Paul Revere.
Totally love it. We have Find It at Frats killing it. This is the turnaround for America, Reuvers.
You think so?
Today is remember where you are right now when you heard this. Because this is like, what, 9/11, Challenger explosion.
Easily.
New popes coming in. Think of all those memories. When Kennedy got shot, both of them. Think of this, Reuvers. This is the day that America becomes great again.
Because one of the things we've started to do on GL is we've started to, kind of pull together clips of things that are saying, let's check in with our good friends from the left and have a little bit of Mysterian corner, right? So we'll like today we featured, Walls and basically everyone's just going out, Orange Man bad. That's basically the entire antithesis of the rallying cry now from the left, which is just hilarious. But then we also go to the other side, and it's just like it's kind of nice to just have a break.
Yeah,
to just have a little bit of a break here.
Walls is looking good.
What do you mean?
He's getting skinny. Didn't you see that?
Is it Ozempic?
He must be on Ozempic.
Okay.
When he runs for president, which he will, and he has a damn good chance of maybe doing it, he's going to have to buy some smaller suits because the guy's losing weight. Well, good for you, Walls.
Okay, well that's wonderful.
I think I'd like him. I don't. Oh, let me tell you a little story. Okay.
All right.
Walking through the fair.
Okay.
Remember the other day when arrogant little old me and arrogant little old you were given those two guys that became cheerleaders for the Vikings a bunch of crap.
Okay.
Right?
Yep, I do.
And we were giving them a bunch of crap, and I was saying, man, why are they doing that? I don't really know why we need to do it. I wasn't really per se giving them crap. I was saying, why do the Vikings just need to do that? Why have a Bud Light moment?
Why can't we just enjoy our football?
Just that doesn't need to be a story. So my wife and I are walking through the fair, and sure enough, Blaze, one of the dancers, the one with the long hair, Blaze and a bunch of cheerleaders dressed in street clothes, so they're just going to the fair, walk by. And I see him, and I instantly know who he is because he's very, he looks...
Flamboyant.
It looks a little flamboyant, and he's like a little peanut of a kid, right? And my mind said, what are you doing, Mike? Why are you being mean to this kid on your show? I don't know him. This kid could be a dancer, trained dancer from when he was 4 years old.
You're saying live and let live.
Like, why do I care if the Vikings have a male cheerleader? So I go up to him. My wife's like, no. She's trying to stop me. And I said, I'm just going to introduce myself, right? I go introduce myself, talk to him a little bit, wish him the best of luck on the season. Like, go Vikes. Like, I hope, and I said, ladies and gentlemen, like, hopefully all of you make the Vikings win. We'd love to have a great season. Like, being a really nice guy. He could not have been a nicer kid.
All right.
And he's like a young guy. Like, why would I, the most blessed man in the world, shit on somebody? What good does that do my soul?
All right.
So
You turned a corner.
do I want the Vikings to have male cheerleaders? Not really. Do I really care? Not really. Do I want this kid to feel bad for 1 second for me being a prick to him? Not for a second. I don't want that kid who was a total gentleman to me and I was a gentleman to him, right? And you could see the moment I walked up to him, the cheerleaders all looked at me like, what? They were their hackles were up. They were
ready to throw down.
They were ready to kill it. And then I thought, oh no, he thinks I'm hitting on him because I'm being kind. And I was like, let me introduce you to my wife. I'm
Hi,
like, Nicole, my God, get over here,
this
please.
took a turn.
Like this. But the kid could not have been nicer. God bless him for loving dancing. I don't know if I want you to be doing it, but I don't know. I'm really, this is a conundrum for me.
I can't believe this. I mean, you know what? I'm happy for you.
Then I questioned everything. I keep going back to, we are so lucky in this state.
Holy crap.
You and I are so lucky.
You had a moment.
I did. And I said, I am just a blessed guy. The only thing I can do is make life better. So when I see Governor Walz, you know what I say to him? You're not lying about losing weight. You might be lying about everything else, but look at you skinny bastard. Because he's getting better.
Oh, my goodness.
Good for him. That's all I had. Do you want to talk? Do you have another ad?
I do.
Well, let's do it.
Let's do it right now.
Let's make it a good one. Whatever this ad is, let's make this the best one you've ever done.
Let's talk about our friends at North American.
Well, this is going to be easy. It's a great place to talk about.
It really is. And 6 fantastic Twin Cities locations to serve you. You can go into Roseville, 50th in France, Hastings, Woodbury, Shoreview, and also Maple Grove. They offer all of the services as the other big national banks. It doesn't matter whether you're looking to buy a home, maybe finance a new home renovation project, or perhaps get that new car that you've been thinking about. My friends at North American Banking Company are going to be able to help you out. They offer the same online and mobile banking options as the other big national banks, but the key difference is you're going to get the unparalleled service of a community bank, and they are also locally owned and operated. And that means loan decisions are made right here in the Twin Cities. They are not sent out of state. So this helps you business owners solve problems quickly and expand your business with confidence. So check them out online today. It's nabankco.com to learn more. It's banking done differently. North American Banking Company, member FDIC, is an equal housing lender. The Weekly Scramble. We will be right back.
Well done, Reuvers.
Michael, our good friend Erica Rhodes, comedian, she's been on the show a couple of times. She's from, I can't remember exactly.
Fort Worth, Texas.
Thank you very much. But she has a connection to the Twin Cities because her uncle is Garrison Keillor.
Is that true?
Yes. And I know people that have done comedy with her, and I've had her on both with our show and then on another show that I used to do at My Talk. But she had a viral moment this past week. I don't know if you're aware of this.
Yeah, you had her on a day that I wasn't on.
Oh, is that what it was?
It was. And then I was like, God dang it, Reuvers.
Okay.
Like, why get guests that just rocket out of, like, Fred Aloni's gone. Let me go get a comedian who's just super funny and pretty.
It might have also just been like maybe you weren't available at that particular time. I can't remember. But anyway, she was on a morning show in Chicago. And for those of you that don't know what Erica looks like, just imagine she's, I'm going to guess, in her mid-20s, maybe early 30s. And she's a pretty girl, blonde, curly hair.
Petite blonde.
Very petite blonde. But she had a viral moment.
Almost not funny viral moment.
I thought it was. But here's the thing. Good comedy pushes the edge.
This one did it. I've seen this, I believe.
So she was on a morning show in the city of Chicago, and let's just say they were not ready for her stand-up at 7 o'clock in the morning.
I went on a date this week, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah, and the guy said I look like John Benet Ramsey. If she were still alive. I was like, you look like the killer if they'd found him. And we had a fun night of role playing. So.
What do you even do with that?
I think I'll see him again.
What? Hey, you have something to talk about, right? Holy God almighty.
I think he nailed it.
It's out there. It's out there, right?
I thought he was charming. You know?
I thought he was charming.
So are you?
The host says, what do you even do with that?
A minute.
Oh, that was
The
hilarious.
best, though, was when she comes back with, well, I thought you looked like the killer, so we had a fun night of role play.
Oh, God.
And I thought, you know what? Really smart people know how to pull that off in the live moment because obviously the two hosts, God bless them, they had
were
no idea what they were in store
They're
for.
dying laughing.
Because it's funny.
Yeah, but they're also, when she says, what do you even do with that? What do you say back to that?
Right. And I just thought that's what's so funny. And I am not in any way trying to rip either, whether it's our friends at Twin Cities Live or the Minnesota show that's on at 9 o'clock.
Good Day Minnesota.
Good Day Minnesota. Thank you. Whatever it is. Just all of those people. That's a job I don't want because it's, you got to interview the guy that's got a new butterfly shop in Shoreview, right?
Needless to say, I'm on there occasionally. So talking about furnace filters.
But my point is, it's this. You're always kind of vulnerable to being not taken advantage of, but you're always vulnerable to having a segment kind of turn like that one very much did in the city of Chicago.
Well, both Elizabeth Reese and our buddy Steve Patterson had a viral moment where he talked about Uranus, and it was a very funny segment that has lived on the internet millions of times. It's been seen.
Is that from a few years ago?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
But it's just one of those times where the host just can't stop laughing. Like there's nothing you can do. You might as well go to break because you're not going to stop laughing.
Well, that's also the yo-yo guy. Remember the yo-yo guy?
No, remind me.
We had the yo-yo guy. Oh my gosh, he was a self-proclaimed yo-yo guy. He gave the and he was pretending to be a world champion yo-yo master.
Sure.
And so he drew up a bunch of fake press releases.
Okay.
And then sent them out to various media. And of course, this radio or this television station, I believe in Madison, Wisconsin, said, let's get him in here. Let's give him 5 minutes and see what he can do. And it was just a colossal disaster. But that's because he was trying to be a colossal disaster. And you got burned because you didn't vet this particular guest. Anyway.
Help me out. Is it Eyewitness News Morning on 45? Is that what we're talking about? Not Twin Cities Live.
Well, Twin Cities Live.
What's the name of the show with Megan Newquist?
Isn't it Minnesota Live?
Minnesota Live.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not Good Day Live. That's a different station. We don't even watch that station.
No, I've never even heard of it. I've never even heard of that
me
station
pretending
before.
to spit at the other station. That was me throwing down the gauntlet, Reuvers. Did you hear about the University of South Carolina active shooter?
I'm glad you're bringing this up.
Did you hear about the story?
I did. In fact, we discussed it because Joe went a little far, in my opinion, saying that the person that posted about this maybe took this a little bit too far because the guy was just simply holding an umbrella.
Okay, so if you don't know the backstory, my daughter goes to USC, University of South Carolina. She's been down there a week, right? So I moved her down there, just great. So I get a text message that says active shooter in Russell Hall.
Oh, man.
Currently, barricade yourself. I mean, it's the whole bit. Take shelter, barricade shelter, everything. So I turned to my wife and said, hey, what's this? And she's like, I don't know. I was like, well, yeah, let's read it. Like, we're going to read this because this is something important. She's like, wait, what? So we call her daughter and she says, yeah, 2 people were killed in Russell Hall. She's in her dorm with all of her dorm mates, so 3 other girls.
Yep.
And she's on the 6th level of this building. And she says, yeah, like they're telling us to close our shades and all this stuff. And it turned out that there was a report of a shooting, which wasn't real. And then someone saw a boy that fit the description of what was described as the shooter walking across this bridge towards all of the campus, the dormitories of the campus.
Right.
And he was walking and he was carrying what, when I saw it for the very first time, looked like an AR-15. Like it had, like he's in his hand and he's just walking, and he's walking like a psychopath, right? Real calm. And like, you're like, man, if that guy's the killer, he's a calm killer. Well, it turns out it's just some random boy that goes to school there carrying an umbrella with a big strap on it. So from fairness, from 300 feet away, it looked like he could be carrying a gun, right? But he was really carrying just an umbrella. The entire school was completely locked down for 2 hours. And it turned out, thank God, to be a guy carrying an umbrella and a miscommunication of what happened, right? They're still not even sure what happened. I said to my daughter, River, and maybe give me some advice.
Because no one was, in fact, shot.
No one was. There was nothing. Right. No one was on campus with a gun. Nothing happened. So what happened is at the end of the night, when the school gave the all clear, and the school said, hey, this hall, Russell Hall, that the shooting was supposed to allegedly happen in, it's still on lockdown, but we don't see anything here. There's no evidence of anything happening here. There's no one shot there, right? And I said to my daughter, I said, grab your 3 roommates, go out, kiss some boys, have dinner. It's all on dad and mom. Like, let's go. Get out of your dorm.
Right.
Because
don't live scared.
Don't live scared. And in reality, your soul felt like you were just in a shooting, right? You got so scared. My daughter was a champ, right? All the girls were kind of giggling about it. And I said, well, look out the window and see if somebody's coming. And I'm saying that. And they told us to close our shades. I'm like, you're on the 6th floor. Open your shades and look down, because you'd rather know if a guy with a gun was coming into your building than not, right? Mm-hmm. And he's not going to shoot up in the air, probably. I don't know. And I don't know if I was wrong by demanding that she gets up, grabs those girls. There's a place called 5 Points right in Columbia. Go down to 5 Points, find a bar that's 18 plus, have a Coca-Cola and a hamburger and do whatever, and experience life.
I would normally agree with you. However, she's been there for what, 2 weeks?
Not even that.
And
barely 2 weeks.
I was going to say, I can imagine that had to have been awfully traumatic. You're away from home for the very first time in your life. That was probably the only place that felt safe to her, because she doesn't have a relationship with any other aspect of that area.
Totally agree.
Yeah,
totally agree. But it didn't happen, Reuvers.
That's true.
And none of the horrific ideas, the shooting, the guy walking down like a psychopath, just a guy carrying an umbrella, just walking like a normal guy, but he looked like a psychopath if it would have been a gun. None of that was real.
True.
So I was trying to get her out of her dorm and the girls out of the dorm. And you know what happened, Reuvers? They wouldn't let them out. The people at the school said, no, stay in your dorm. And I said, why? None of it was real. It was all just fear-mongering. Remember, what was that old thing where they played on the radio that aliens were coming, War of the Worlds?
War of the Worlds.
And people lost their minds, right? Well, you don't stay in your dorm room or stay in your house 2 days later because you're afraid that aliens are going to come get you when you find out, oh, it was just a story, none of it's real. The same thing at USC. They needed to get up, spend some of their dad's money, go have a burger, go out and do something. And still to this day, it's been 2 days, she's barely left her dorm room. I'm like, oh, crap.
Well, and Joe wanted whoever had posted that, to face ridicule. And I thought, well, we got to be careful with that. Mm-hmm. Because the second we start, penalizing people that are worried that something looks very suspicious, and then we're putting them under some type of spotlight, then we're going to have an even different set of circumstances.
And the only reason it looks suspicious is because someone had just shot 2 people in this hall. The guy's wearing black pants and he's carrying a gun.
Right.
And all of a sudden you see a guy wearing black pants. He was wearing black shorts, actually, walking down, and you're like, that looks like a guy carrying a gun. It's not, I don't think there was a malicious intent there, but it was really, really an odd thing. And hopefully it's getting better. Yes.
Can I tell you what I would have done if this was? Let's just role play here, shall we? To take a word from our friend Erica Rhodes. Let's just say this is Gage Hall.
Sure.
And it's Mankato, Minnesota. Mm-hmm. And the year is 1998. And I had just moved in around this time in 1998 to Gage Hall. And obviously, this is really before all that had happened.
Sure.
And I knew everyone was safe, but everyone was kind of scared. I would say, girls, You can
Come
you,
here.
you can come to room 919.
Let's all sleep in my room tonight.
I just want to make sure everybody's okay,
Yeah.
and we can all just hang here. We'll put on the Twins game because, of course, that's what I would have been watching
Yes.
as a 19-year-old in my dorm. I would have been watching the Twins game, and I just want to make sure everybody's okay.
Even the fear of death would not have kept those girls in your room. Even they would have said,
No, we're good.
The hell are we doing? I'll take my chances
We'll
with
go
the
out."
killer instead of boring me senseless with stupid baseball.
And being in
You
Reuvers'
should
dorm
see.
room.
So my town ball team does this. Usually, I'm from Faribault, Minnesota. It's like, I'm out of here. I'm out of here.
Time to go, girls. Time
Reuvers,
to go.
You're crazy, and you are the absolute best.
Thank you, Michael. Please do us a favor, rate and review the show wherever you happen to be listening to the Weekly Scramble podcast. It helps other people find the show, and it really does help us out as well, and we appreciate each and every single one of you. His name is Mike Fratelloni. My name is Chris Reuvers. Thank you so very much for listening to the Weekly Scramble podcast. We'll talk to you again next time. Until then, cheers.